Chris Arnett here from the Real Men's Channel. I get a lot of guys asking me about the concept of the law of attraction and how it works. So let me start with just a basic concept of what's called cosmic waves and attraction. Cosmic waves are the key motivators, movers, energy of the universe. Each piece of matter that vibrates, it's because or due to the impact brought on by what's called cosmic waves that come in from all directions. These rays or waves are like an energy string, and they enter the atmosphere of the Earth from outer space. In fact, we know about these small particles, or maybe you don't know about the small particles, called trinos that bombard the Earth on a continuous basis. If you understand or you've read anything about the law of attraction, then you know that the law of attraction, it actually does work. But until and unless you believe that through your consciousness, as well as your subconscious mind, the universe can get you or bring into your sphere the things that you desire, and not only be able to manifest those things that you are desiring. Now, if you say, put out there, I just want a hot girl, it will just bring a girl to you. The universe does not know the concept of hot. Okay? That's where a lot of guys, really dweeby, unattractive males try to use law of attraction. They want these drop-dead model star girls. And they didn't realize the girl that was looking at them the other day was what they attracted to them, who looked like them. She was probably an egghead like them, or unibrow like them, or whatever. Like attracts like. I've talked about the levels of vibration that we all have and how it relates to attraction. If you're a higher vibrating fella, then you attract a higher vibrating woman. Higher vibrating women are usually women that have great self-esteem, and they're also been told they're attractive, which means that attractive guys attract attractive girls. If you're in the middle, you have average vibration, you'll attract an average vibrating woman to you. If you're low, like a MGTOW or a TFL, low vibration, you're negative, you're going to attract nothing but negative experiences to you. Those kind of people, you notice how they don't really attract women to them. Very rarely do they, any of the MGTOWers or TFLers or incels attract a woman, because they're putting out negative vibrations, right? So we know that. We need to reach a higher state of understanding when it comes to applying the law of attraction. And when you reach this state, you can identify the highest points of your potential outcomes. So, upon doing that, we can allow the vision of our highest potential to start regulating our life. And this is known as cosmic attraction, where we allow our role in the harmony and order that the universe has thought out for us, so that we can pull ourselves into the potential of achieving your own greatness. Now, as we get drawn into these higher levels of awareness in our conscious mind, every level will confront resistance. And this resistance stems from the complicated states of your ego, and also from basic human instincts. So when you're trying to get deep into the law of attraction, life is going to resist you at that. It's going to challenge you, get you to try to give up. Your ego will do that to you. So let me talk about the cosmic law of attraction. Now, the cosmic law of attraction is one of the most widely known laws, and really the simplest way of understanding the whole like attracts like thing. According to this law, we attract the things we think about. Think about that. We attract the things that we think about, and the things we have strong feelings for. Our thoughts have energy waves in them, and they act like magnets to things that have similar vibration. Now, what do we mean by that? If you understand that your body vibrates at a certain level and your thoughts give off a certain vibration, things that of similar vibration will come into your sphere. Tuning forks. Ding, put one near it, it starts vibrating at the same level. So let's think about that in the area of women. If you have high self-esteem, high confidence, and I noticed that in my own life, in the game, I had high self-esteem, I had high confidence. As Jovian said, you look like a super player who could get any girl in the room that he wanted. That's what I believed. That's how high my confidence was, that she picked up on that. I always attracted women into my life. It just became a known, accepted thought in my own inner belief system that I will always attract women. And I attracted women that were closer to my own vibration, because I like women that were sensitive, like sensitives. They had a certain level of psychic abilities, if you want to call it that. They were sensitive. They were empathetic, like me, because that made for the best sex. They had thoughts similar to mine. It was amazing that most of the women I attracted, we thought the same thoughts about life and the universe. So our thought waves, they act like magnets that attract similar vibrations. Now look at the people that fail at dating. If you analyze their thought waves, there was some guy on the YouTube channel talking about confidence doesn't work. And then it turned out he actually beat his girlfriend because she tried to get snippy with him. He thought that being confident was staring her in the eyes like a creep and then yelling at her. That's a confident male. I have no idea where this man got that ideology of confidence, but that was his inner vibration. He had enough inner vibration to attract a woman, but then his fear destroyed his relationship with that woman. Inner fear. He didn't have a strong inner fear attracted her. He attracted someone on his own level, obviously, and she blew out. Look at the people who say they're MGTOW. They get the experience of the thought of going their own way. They get to experience the life of going their own way. Many of them struggle to even find a woman to have sex with. Now, when they say they're going their own way, they're talking about, in relationships mostly. They don't want to have relationships with women, so that's what life produces for them. Now, to get a better understanding of this concept, we need to first understand the law of vibration, according to which everything present in the universe tends to vibrate, and even rocks have a vibrational level. And every single thing consists of its own vibrational frequency and is made up of energy, your basic physics, right? So basically, in order to attract anything, we have to be on the same level of vibrational frequency of the things we want to attract. Again, think about hot chicks. You guys slather over hot chicks instead of chicks that feel good to you. So you have to be on the same vibrational level as them. How many of you guys think that you're hot chick material? If you're not hot chick material, then maybe you need to go to my store and get the confidence program, get my sex program, so that you have the confidence that you can pleasure her. Okay? Get along with the confidence program, you get the fear program, because if you have fear in you, you done killed your vibration. Do you think a hot chick has an ounce of fear when it comes to dating? You have an ounce of fear, you destroyed your hot chick magnet material. 1 ounce of it will change the vibrational level. You notice the guys who get the hot chicks? They're like uber confident. Do you think they have some fear? Or do they not come in above these smoking hot chicks? So as we send out signals through our emotions and thought processes on a certain level of frequency, whatever your level of frequency is, the universe sends out a response to us with the things that seem to resonate with the level of that frequency. Now look at the guy who has low self-esteem. What is he resonating with the universe? Low self-esteem, low energy, low vibration. If he's focused on how he doesn't have a girlfriend, and that's what he's in the universe, guess what happens? Universe gives him the chance to not have a girlfriend. Do you guys understand that? This is why we need to learn the art of being able to resonate with the things that we want and desire in our life, as opposed to resonate with negative things such as fear and doubt. Once we learn to do this, our emotions and thoughts, they'll be transformed into reality after stepping out of our thoughts and entering our lives in the real world. What we need to understand is that our emotions and thoughts are capable of creating attractions we can bring into our lives by drawing them towards us. And of course, if your confidence is way up there and your self-esteem is way up there, let's say you build it, you go get my confidence program, and you build your self-esteem, confidence way up to a high level. You've gotten rid of your fear. You've done all the exercises in there. You've gotten my product on how to talk to women, how to give them orgasms. So you're uber confident. You're going to go out into the world, and women are going to pick up on that confident vibe that you have, because women are very sensitive to it. That is the survival instinct of the human race. I'm sorry, you guys who lack confidence, you are not on the dinner menu for women looking to procreate. Because that means that you will produce weak offspring. That's the biological sign right there. Weak males tend to live weak lives. You don't do well in life. You're probably frustrated at your jobs. You hate people at your jobs. You hate people doing better for you. And of course, you're putting out in the universe. That's all you get to experience. Am I making sense? Let me know if I'm not making sense to you. This should be clear as day to you, once you understand and really listen to what I'm saying. Let's talk about vibration for a moment. Now, vibration is a way of describing your state of well-being on the whole. Yeah. What level are you vibrating at? High, medium, low. That's your state of well-being. If you don't feel like you're the king of the world every day when you wake up, like these hot people do, then you have a lower vibration, and you're creating lower vibrational responses that will keep you in that state. You get the experiences of things that will keep you down there, whatever down there level is for you. So, as I said, it's your state of well-being. It's also known as what I call universal life energy. Now, every single object on our planet is made up of fields of vibrational energy, including you and I. In fact, us human beings are made up of energy levels of different kinds, such as your mental energy, your physical energy, there's spiritual energy, and that's the path I'll be taking this fall, and also your emotional energy. All of these energy levels have their own vibrational frequency. And together, they create your overall vibration. Look at someone who's in the hot category. What do you think their mental energy is like? High, don't you agree? If they're in the hot category, that means their physical is going to be better looking. Like we are attracted to hot chicks, their physical is hot. Their mental is hot. How do you think their spiritual is going to be? How do you think their emotional is? Do you think hot chicks will be downers? Depressed? Emo males? Now I'm watching a show called Legion, and I almost turned that crap off last night. The guy that's the star of the show is like an emo dude. He wears the sleeves like girls, where they wear the sleeves of the shirts where they come over the fingers and they get their little hands inside the sleeves. If you're like that, then you're an emo and you're a weak male, especially for emulating women. I don't like to watch movies, and the guy's a dweeb. His hips are broader than his shoulders, practically. I was looking at one scene where he's in an elevator, and I said, he has woman hips. His shoulders are narrow. I don't like when Hollywood throws dweebs at us, and we're supposed to admire them, and they're low vibrational people. You know, Hollywood picks that type because they're trying to influence our country and people around the world. All because one group of people wants to push out the emo thing, the weak man thing. No, thank you. His vibrational energy is low. But as I said, every single object on the planet has its own field. So as we look at our own mental energy, our own physical energy, our own spiritual energy, and our own emotional energy, you can see what level that you're vibrating at. I've been sick 7 years. How do you think my mental energy is? My physical energy? Have trouble working out? Spiritual, we'll leave that alone for now, but my emotional. Am I on the track for greatness or am I suffering? If you said suffering, you got it on point. My goal this fall is to bring everything in together and increase all of them. Vibrations, inclusive of the ones within us, operate at two different levels, low and high. Yeah, low and high. If you're not high, then you're low. Sorry, I mentioned medium before. Our low vibration frequencies, these are associated with thoughts of doubt, a lack of spiritual awareness, poor health, negative and anger-filled emotions. This is where I can use myself. You see me go off on people on my videos. So I can use myself as a negative thing that you don't want to drop down into. From the negative stuff from my own life. But on the other hand, our high vibrational frequencies, now these are associated with thoughts that bring confidence, empowerment, strengthen spiritual awareness, good health and well-being, and positive and encouraging emotions. Now, if we use my own life, you remember, if you've been around long enough, I moved into Jovina's home, and I immediately started getting sick right after that. On a physical level, I had the mold in this house beating my health back. And it became, I was doing my podcast shows, the first podcast shows in the dating community, and my voice started getting raspy. Then over time, it got worse and worse and worse as my health deteriorated. And when I finally was exposed to some serious mold from an office next door to my training studio, where they gave me the flooring from that office. It came in an office that had mold in it. They had mold infection in there. And I had to clean out my office as well, but I got the flooring, and bam, by the third load in my truck, I had the pain in my chest has not gone away yet. So what do you think that's done to me on a spiritual level, on a mental level, on a physical level? When our vibrations are low, we tend to attract things with a touch of negativity in them. And when the level of our vibrations are high, we attract into our lives things focused more towards positivity, encouragement, and I said motivation, right? Now, I fight against mine because I also have good self-esteem and I have strong confidence. I went out and started a new business. If you guys recall, I'm renting a gym, and I also started a little class there, which I actually canceled because I'm not enjoying the guy who owns the place. I want to be able to move out of there at a moment's notice. But I built a class there. So within me, we have the high fighting the low, the illness trying to drag me down. So when our vibrations are low, as I said, we tend to attract things with the touch of negativity in them. When the vibrations are high, we'll attract things focused more towards the positive side. All the things that we manifest into our lives are essentially because they are a match to the vibrations emitting from our thoughts. A match to the vibrations coming out of your thoughts. What are your thoughts? Are your thoughts, God, I don't have a girlfriend. God, I don't have a woman. That means your thoughts are low. What are you experiencing in your life? Boom. Now you understand. Let's look at what is energy. Now, energy relates to the capability of a physical system to perform work. Everything that happens around us is caused by energy, and the amount of energy present within a thing determines its capacity of causing things to occur. Energy has two main properties. The first is that it is conserved, and that means that neither can be created, or can it be created, nor can it be destroyed. You've heard that before. Energy can't really be destroyed. But it is capable of being transferred between things upon the interaction of forces. Am I getting too complicated for you? I know for my African American brothers in the United States, we have a low education. We tend to come from schools where they didn't spend a lot of money, and it may be hard to understand what I'm saying, so let me say that again. So that energy is capable of being transferred between things when there's an interaction of forces. Let me try to put it in simple terms. The energy that's in fruits and vegetables can be transferred into us when we eat and digest them. Okay, I bet you guys never thought about that. The second property of energy is that it is available in a number of different forms. And the different types of energy can be converted from one type to another. So let me tell you about some of the forms of energy. You have what's called kinetic energy. And kinetic energy is associated with motion, things in motion. And it can be found in objects that move. Wherever there's movement, there will be kinetic energy. And this type of energy, it's in small and big things. Its presence can be found in small things like the tiniest of atoms, because you know atoms move, and large things like our planets. Flowing water has kinetic energy. The wind, a ball flying through the air has kinetic energy because it's in motion, remember? If you remember your basic science, things in motion, remember that phrase? The presence of energy in a ball can be affirmed by the fact that when it makes its way to the ground, it will collide with any object that is present on its landing place, where it hits. Then you have what's called potential energy. And potential energy is a form of energy that's been stored. And it's been given the name of potential energy because in the event of it being released from its storage place, it can do a lot of work, so to speak. It can therefore be put to future use, like water in a dam or lake that's still, or oil inside of a barrel or in a car that's parked. Gas within a car that's parked. Oil in the engine. These possess within them potential energy. Energy can be converted from one type to another. For example, if a roller coaster is moving, it's making use of kinetic energy as it is in motion. But the stored, that is, it will be equipped with potential energy when it's stored. Chemical energy, number 2. Actually, I believe that's number 3. That's number 2, as I check my notes. Chemical energy is caused by the reaction of chemicals. It's stored within the bonds of the chemical compounds inside the molecules and atoms. We all know what molecules and atoms are. If you don't, then your education sucked badly. Now, this energy goes under a transformation upon the formation or the breaking of the bonds through chemical reactions. And generally, when chemical energy gets released from things or substances, the substances tend to get transformed into new substances, into new chemicals. Because this energy is stored, it falls into the category of potential energy as well also. And chemical energy gets converted into thermal energy when wood is burned in a fireplace, and also when gasoline is burned within an engine of a car. And this happens because of the chemical reactions. Then we have, you remember Newton? Gravitational energy. What goes up must come down. Gravitational energy is basically motion that is a result of gravity. Think about that. There's energy from things that are falling or basically moving, caused by the gravitational pull of the earth. But let me finish this. I was having a higher moment of thought. So, as I said, gravitational energy is basically motion that's a result of gravity, and it's stored within the height of objects. The higher an object or the heavier it is, the more potential there is within that object. And this energy is a form of potential energy also. Now, the reason why objects hold up and not fall when they're kept onto a height is because of the presence of gravitational energy. When a child rides his bike and goes down a steep hill, he will pick up speed. And the reason being is for the stored gravitational energy is being converted into the energy of motion. Gravity. An example of gravitational energy could be hydropower, because water is forced down by gravity by way of what they call a hydroelectric turbine. Electricity can be produced from it. Now we have the dangerous energy next, which is called nuclear energy. And nuclear energy is energy that gets stored within the nucleus of atoms. And I'm not a fan of nuclear plants, but it is another form of potential energy. And its job is to hold together the nucleus. We're talking about, we break apart an atom, has a nucleus. When the nucleus gets split apart, or when the nuclei are combined together, there is a release of energy in very large amounts. And that's known as binding energy. Now, this is energy that can be further used to produce and create electricity, or is used in our nuclear weapons, which I'm also against. I mean, we don't need the power to blow up the world, 3 times over. Next, we have what's called mechanical energy. And mechanical energy is one of the subcategories of potential energy as well, and gets stored into objects because of tension. You guys remember those airplanes as a kid where you had the propeller, you turn the propeller around and the rubber band wound up? That's mechanical energy. You released it and the plane took off. So it's energy that's present in an object as a result of its position, motion, or even both. Now, this motion that's present within or in objects is what does the work. Let me give you another example. The presence of wind that makes a windmill turn. And as I said earlier, type of energy from stretched rubber bands. And springs also. Springs can serve as mechanical energy as well. Well, next we have thermal and heat energy. Now, thermal or heat energy refers to movement and vibration of molecules within substances, generating heat. When objects are heated, their molecules and atoms collide and start moving faster. The energy present in the earth is known as geothermal energy. And thermal energy and temperature are directly related. Although we're not capable of seeing the atoms vibrate, we are able to feel their kinetic energies in the form of temperature. And when temperature goes up, you feel it, right? Look at a hot beverage. I just had some hot coffee. It'll lose a certain amount of its thermal energy when its heat starts flowing into the air within the room. Like by the time I had a hot cup of coffee, it's been sitting there for a while, and now as I sip it, it's lukewarm because the energy that was within it got released into the air. So we have thermal energy. Then we have sound energy. And sound is created when energy moves through substances in compressed, or what they list as longitudinal waves. When a force becomes the cause of a substance or object to vibrate, sound gets generated. Sound energy is a form of kinetic energy, and sound energy starts traveling when vibrations cause the surroundings to vibrate as well. Windows rattling. When I lived on a military base, and I was used to sound energy from jet airplanes as a kid. This normally occurs in different states, such as solid, gaseous, or liquid states also. One of the things that you want to take note of is that sound is not capable of traveling in a vacuum. There's nothing for it to vibrate around it. There's a vacuum. That's why, in space, no one can hear you scream. Remember that phrase? I think it was from Alien, the first Alien movie. Remember, sound needs something around it to vibrate in order for you to hear it. Let's look at when a drum vibrates in a club. You got energy that's transferred out into the room in the form of sound. So the presence of kinetic energy in the movement of the air molecules is what transfers sound into your eardrums when you're inside of a club. And these vibrations of sound lead to the creation of sound waves, which use water and air to move through, so that it can finally reach into your eardrums. Now, we got a few more types. I think we have about 4 more. We have what's called radiant energy, and radiant energy travels in the form of transverse waves. Now, this is going over a lot of you guys' heads. Some of you guys didn't study science. It was one of my interests in school, so I'll try to make it as simple as possible to my African Americans. So, radiant energy travels in the form of transfer waves and is, electromagnetic energy. And that includes gamma rays, remember gamma rays, radio waves, and visible light X-rays. Sunshine and light are examples of radiant energy. You notice how the light waves of the sun hit your skin and it warms it? See, the sun is responsible for providing warmth and fuel to our planet. It's possible for radiant energy to travel through space, and the proof of this is that the sun provides us with heat. But it's located, you guys know how far away the sun is? Think how powerful our sun is for those light waves to reach our planet and warm it. Right now, I'm in California. We're in winter. That means the sun is furthest away from the planet. In other words, is furthest away from the sun as it travels around in its ecliptical orbit. Didn't mean to make this a science lesson. Let's just move on to the next one, which is electrical energy. And electrical energy is another type of kinetic energy. Where there's movement that's generated when motion is created with electricity. The motion of the atoms within electricity. The positive, negative. And it's delivered to us by electrons, tiny charged particles that move through a wire. Positive, negative. The electrical coils on stoves. And lightning are another example of electrical energy. Then we have magnetic energy. You guys had played with magnets as kids. You were aware of that. And this energy is present with a magnetic field. And it's a result of different metals either attracting or repelling each other. Like, look at your fridge magnet. Or look at a compass. It's getting pulled by the magnetic poles of the North and South poles. Or the poles of the North and South poles. So when we look at vibration and we look at how it affects our lives, vibration, actually, I'm going to say that for our next lecture. Next time we'll talk about how vibration affects our lives, fellas. Peace. Until next time.